Hey, and welcome to the Full Weight of Joy podcast, the podcast for women who are done stressing about the weight of the world, of expectations and settling for status quo, and ready to step into the full weight of joy. Joy in the journey, whether up or down, joy through the life's challenges, and joy in loving your life right where you are, even though sometimes we feel like chucking it all and moving to Bali. It's for women who are ready to step into who God called them to be. He chose you to be in this world. He created you for a specific purpose. God called us to be the light on a hill, and by embracing who you are and whose you are, you can stand on that hill and shine. The best part, when you're standing next to another woman who's also on the journey, the world gets brighter. My name is Tami. I am your host and a master certified life coach and a trained therapist. For over a decade, I've been helping women do just that. Step into who they're called to be and shine. Are you ready, friend, to start your journey? Let's do this. Hey, and welcome back. I can't believe we did it. This is the last day of October, which freaks me out anyway, because how is it that it felt like it was July, just like last week, and now we're at the end of October. One of the exciting things that happen at the end of October is all of the Christmas movies start like full blast, which makes me happy. My family has learned that it's never a wrong time for a Christmas movie. I watch them all year round because I love them. I don't have to completely pay attention to them. I love them. They're cheesy. I know that they're the same 3 or 4 plots, every one of them. I know exactly what's going to happen, and I still will watch it. And so that's something to look forward to. But one of the things I wanted to do today is I wanted to wrap up our month of vision. And if you didn't come to our vision lab, or if you're just joining the podcast for the first time and you're just hearing about this now, know that I'm going to be doing it again. This is a topic that I know that this is one of the areas that we make a big mistake in our lives, because without vision, people perish. Without having a destination, a lighthouse, something to work towards it's hard to feel fulfilled and feel joy and feel like we're mattering, that we're making a difference. It's hard to feel like we are making an impact and leaving a legacy if we don't know the path we're on. It's really interesting. I heard about when people walk in circles naturally. There was a study done, and people were sent out to the wilderness. They kind of had an idea of, okay, like, here's the direction, like, go straight and you will hit the destination. Well, as they tracked everyone, they naturally would walk like in circles and like gradually increase. And some never got to the destination. Some got, fairly quickly, but still had circles. And it's just like, how many times have you walked or you thought, I think in circles, I talk in circles? And just the idea that that's our natural tendency is to circle things. When we have that lighthouse, when we have that vision in front of us that allows us to, we may walk in a circle, but we can get back on track. It just gives us it gives us that path, that journey, that yellow brick road that we can recenter on. And the crazy thing is, each of our visions are different. Even if we have a similar destination, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't have the same meaning. It doesn't have the same action steps, the same goals in between it. And so this idea of developing our vision is so incredibly important. So if you have not listened to this month full of vision, I would encourage you to take some time and to go back and then also do the action steps. Take those journal questions that I have in the show notes every episode, and give yourself that gift of time to really hash it out and get a clear vision. And so today I was like, how can we wrap this thing up? How can we put a bow on it? And knowing that our vision is something that we're going to constantly refine, constantly work towards, constantly shift. And as we achieve our goals, our vision grows as well. And so what can we do? And so I want to talk about one of the most important things, that once we've created our vision, we have to take action. And I want you to think about this as the vision is the destination that we're heading towards. And action is the bridge that gets you there. So imagine your vision as a beautiful destination on the other side of a wide, rushing river. The only way to reach it is by building this bridge. So every step you take, each goal set, each small action, each moment of persistence is like another plank that you add to the bridge, steadily bringing you closer and closer to the other side. So some days you'll be placing some big planks, some, wide ones, and others it might be just a small nail. You might be like nailing one down or just adding a small plank. Like it doesn't matter, but each piece has a purpose. Each piece gets you one step closer, whether it's just you're nailing a plank down or you're doing a giant plank or a group of planks. And so the challenges may arise along the way. Like we need to reinforce the bridge. All of a sudden wind comes, and I don't know we live in Oklahoma. And so last night, the strong wind like howled all night. And, we had a tree down. We had some roof tiles off of our shed. Like things happen, challenges happen. So we may need to reinforce the bridge. We may need to adjust our plans as we go, but each new addition makes it stronger, more robust, more stable, and more beautiful. So by building this bridge through consistent action, support, adaptability, and sometimes just persistence and stick-to-itiveness, you make it possible to cross over to the destination of your vision. So without the bridge of action, your vision remains on the far side. You can see it. You can smell it. You can see what's happening, but it's out of your reach. And then that regret, that longing, that unfulfilled of what was possible, what God put on your heart, and you can see. And some of the things we don't even see what's possible, and we don't see what the results are until we step into it. But with the commitment and with small, deliberate steps, you can transform your vision into reality. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about taking this vision. What can you do to take action? Because like a lot of times we feel like we need momentum, we need motivation. And I'm here to tell you that momentum and motivation come later. There are many things that I do that I don't feel like doing, but I know it's what I need to do. I'm getting better at that habit of, well, it's written in my calendar, so I get to do it, whether I feel like it or not. Feelings are irrelevant when it comes to taking action. And even when you separate the feelings from, I know that this is going to get me what I want, what I know is possible. This is going to get me to the other side of the God dream and this purpose that He's hidden deep inside your heart. If you knew that these small actions that, let's face it, these actions that are doable and that are fairly easy, they may be uncomfortable, but they're still easy to do. These are like if we knew that it was 100% going to get us to what we want, would you do them anyway? I know I would. And so first I just wanted to like lean in here a little bit. And I wanted to talk to you, give you three Bible verses about action. Because, well, it's important that we continue to take steps. And it's reinforced. It is reinforced in the Bible. And so I want to start with Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. So we commit to the Lord. We're working for the Lord. We're not doing this just to help others. We're doing this because we know that God's put it on our heart. And let Him establish our plans. So this verse encourages us to be dedicated to our goals and actions to God. He will create the plans. He is partnering with us to take action. He guides us to achieving those plans, but we need to do it. So let Him establish our plans, but commit to taking the steps. James 2:17 says, in the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. So it's so important that even faith needs to be accompanied with action. So don't you think your vision would need to be accompanied by action? Your goals need to have action steps as well if faith itself needs to be action oriented. So James reminds us that our faith and action go hand in hand. And so true faith inspires us to move and step toward our goals, demonstrating that we can trust in God's ability to guide us and as we work towards our vision. We don't have to have it all figured out. We don't have to know exactly what this bridge looks like. We get to take one step and just add another plank and add another plank. And it might even be, you can have a creative vision and a creative bridge where you do use different materials. Maybe you're crochet together. Maybe it's, redwood or it's oak. You get to decide. But the thing is this action goes hand in hand. And so if you have faith that God has put that dream, that vision in your heart, then take action. And then Proverbs 14:13 says, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Whew, this one hit me because all hard work brings a profit. Now I know there is I'm not talking about the hustle culture here, but it is work to get, if it was so easy, if we didn't have to work, we'd already have it. But mere talk, and for me, it's mere planning, leads to poverty. So the proverb encourages diligence, underscoring the hard work and effort yield the positive outcomes. So talking about our goals and not do anything leads us nowhere. We're going to stay on that side of the bank, that side of the river that doesn't get us what we want. But consistent work brings us closer to achieving what we set out to do. And again, remember, it's not all about knowing every step to take. It's about the process. It's about the journey. It's about having that lighthouse and keep going and shifting and turning and creating new tactics and creating new strategies as you go, but keep that vision steady. And so I just want to give you a couple of quick, here's a process. Here's steps to take to get yourself into action. So these are things that I do. Every one of these are things that I actively have built into my framework. These are steps that I do, and not all in a row, not all at the same time, but there's times that I'm like, okay, what do I need to do in order to take action? And so these steps are ones that write them down and ask yourself, go through this process and just remember that this work that you're doing to build this vision, to craft it, to create it, to expand it, and then give it legs, give it texture by adding some action steps to it, by making it possible to take action on it. And you're going to see progress. You're going to see, and you're going to feel motivated, and you're going to have that momentum because action beget action, results beget results. So take those actions and just go for it. And so let's dive in here to what are some steps that you can take in order to ensure that action follows. So the first one is pretty clear. It's nothing new. It's set clear and achievable goals. Okay. So achievable, I also think that we need these inspiring goals that motivate us to get out of our comfort zone. But those, this is how I handle these, is I define my big vision and then I break it down. So the big vision is like my mountain. And have you ever climbed the top of a mountain? Have you ever climbed Mount Fuji? And you hear, you've gone to summits and you climb these, well, we have a it's called Turkey Mountain here in Tulsa. I've got in trouble before by calling it Turkey Hill because it is not a mountain that that I'm familiar with. It's more like a big hill. But the thing is that when you address a mountain, you don't go straight up. You got to train. You've got to find a path. But if you have this big mountain in front of you, if you break it into 3 or 4 big boulders, it's easier to to manage. It's easier to process. It's easier to see what's possible because now you just broken this one massive goal down into 3 more achievable options. And then from there, take each of those boulders and break them into rocks. Because if you attack this mountain rock by rock, and then boulder by boulder. Then all of a sudden, this mountain is climbed without feeling overwhelmed. And so even those rocks, okay, these take the boulder and break them into, again, 3 to 5 more manageable and achievable goals. So you have your vision goal, you have your mountain that is your inspiring goal, the one that maybe right out of your reach, but you know it's possible because God's put it on your heart. So then you break it down into more manageable boulders and then achievable rocks. And then you get to create these pebbles because it's really easy to climb a hill, climb a mountain if you take one step at a time and you train and you just one step and one step. And so these pebbles are typically like break that rock down into like 30-minute tasks. And so by doing this, now you have these tasks that are very specific, that they're clear, that they are focused, and they're doable. And so you can actually take a pebble, you would take one of these tasks and do it without like feeling like it. You can do it like some of the tasks that I have is like one of the things is for my vision lab, like I had several components that I was build the landing page, so the mountain was the vision lab. And then I had the outline of the course. So the course itself, but then I had all the tech side of it. And then I had the deliverables, like the workbook and things. And so the rocks, those were the boulders. And then the rocks are let's say for the workbook, getting the copy for it, like taking the outline from the class and what exercises. And then the pebbles would be even breaking it down as, okay, create the exercise that's going to be done for session 1, create the homework for session 1, and then put it all together in the workbook. So we can break that down and you can see how now does that big mountain, that big vision goal that you have can now be broken down into small actionable steps that you don't even need to feel like doing, that you can just do. So the next step is to manage time and prioritize your vision. If you don't prioritize your vision, no one else will. If you make time for what's important, and I'm not talking about like, okay, I need 5 hours a day. If you have that, great. If you were a mom like me, if I can do 5 hours a day doing anything, man, that would be like getting 7 hours of sleep a night is hard enough, let alone trying to find 5 hours in the middle of the day that I can focus on one thing. However, for things that are important to me, I have on my calendar my focus time and that hour and a half time spot that I have 3 times a week that I have consistent. And then some of the tasks in that focus spot does change based on whatever boulder or rock I'm working on, but the time doesn't. Like I committed to that. So I planned out those times. I prioritized those tasks, and then I protect it. I know that if for what I want, my vision is not just important for me, but my impact vision is to help so many other people that if I don't plan, prioritize, and protect my vision, then it won't be accomplished. And then I won't feel that fulfilling. I won't be able to step into that God purpose and that I know that He's called me to do. And so make time for what's important, even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's 30 minutes to do one pebble a day. Isn't that, I mean, if you think about this, okay, so 7 days a week, you do 30 minutes. That's what, 3.5 hours a week. That's nothing to scoff at. That's better than sitting and doing nothing, right? Like these small steps get us far. Next is build a support network and a community for accountability. So join a group of women who are working together to grow and achieve their vision. Get yourself a coach, a guide, a mentor. Get yourself that accountability. Have an accountability buddy, but also make sure that she also is getting out of her comfort zone and make sure she's also committed to her vision. Because if you're trying to be accountable to someone who is not committed to growing and getting out of their comfort zone, they're going to encourage you to take the easy road. They're not going to be honest with you and say, okay, Tami, this next step, I can see that you've got some resistance. It's time to lean in and go. Like, you're capable. They're going to say, oh, you know what? Let's just go out to lunch and you can do it later. So find an accountability support network. Find a coach who can help you break down your mountain into boulders, rocks, and pebbles and create a plan to get your vision and action steps and help you formulate that why that will get you out of bed. The next step is to overcome barriers. If you listen to the last podcast, you know setbacks are going to happen. We're going to have hurdles, we're going to have trials, we're going to have tests of faith, but we need to face it head on. And then also conquer procrastination. Like the 5-minute rule, like take 5 minutes and have focused effort. You can do anything in 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. And typically that's going to encourage you and move you into that mindset of, oh, that was easy. Let me do 5 minutes more. So whatever you are facing, whatever barrier you've come to, decide now that you're going to face it head on. You're going to look and analyze it and say, okay, is this keeping me safe or is this helping me be successful? Okay, it's keeping me safe. What am I safe from? Is it going to kill me to do this? How is it possible? Who has done something like this that I can use as inspiration? And what have I done before that is similar that I've gotten results? So face the fear and go for it. And then the last step that I just want to encourage you to do, and this is, again, nothing new. This is things that I talk about all the time, but staying motivated with incremental progress and rewards. Those small wins, I'm telling you, I would not be where I am if I didn't have those small wins listed. If I didn't focus on the little things that I got accomplished instead of that 5-hour task that I wanted to do, when I get my focus time done, I celebrate. I go on a walk. I go and get some bubbly water and add some lime to it. I will high five my kids. I will have some cheese and crackers because I really do love cheese and crackers. Or I, do a little happy dance. But I celebrate the small wins that are in my life. And again, small wins you get to define. Like it doesn't matter. And a small win sometimes is taking a step away from the doing and then stepping into the being. Like, who do you want to be? The vision that you have is not just for yourself. So I realize I'm talking about action steps, but sometimes these actions are pulling your head above water and seeing the horizon around you. Like, give yourself that moment to take a breath and to reconnect with the people that are important to you. And then, then reflect on your vision daily. Do not set your mountain and you don't create your vision board, don't create your vision declarations, and then just don't look at them again. This is something that I encourage you to actually reflect on daily. Whether you look at it and you think about it intentionally, even talk about it out loud and describe it out loud. You read your declarations in front of the mirror daily and even rewrite them daily or weekly or monthly. Just do it consistently because the more you do it, the more it sinks into your beliefs. Because remember, our beliefs are a thought paired with an emotion thought over time. So if you add emotion to your goals, your vision declarations, and you say them over and over, they become part of your belief system. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed this vision theme. I hope that we have talked about everything from crafting a vision to what it can do for us and how to use our natural gifts and talents to lean into our vision more, how we talked about the Enneagram and vision. We have beat this dead horse. And honestly, there's so much more we could talk about. But the thing is, if we don't start taking action, then it doesn't matter how far we get in talking about it. Just like Proverbs 14:23 says, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. So we've got to start putting legs to our vision. We need to start taking action. And I would love to help walk you on that journey. I'd love to guide you and help you see your vision come to life, whether it's creating creating a business, which is what I love helping women do, is take this God dream and build a foundation and then take action and make it achievable and scalable and profitable and allow it to be fulfilling and sustainable and help you see that what the God dream that God has inside is placed in your heart, this purpose that you hold. Let's hash it out. Let's get it onto paper. Let's get the talk done so that way we can step into the hard work of bringing a profit. So we can step into that hard work and hard, but fulfilling, rewarding, and meaningful work that allows us to serve others. And so whether it's building a business or a book club or a Bible study or writing a book or whatever your thing is that you want to build, let's chat about it. Let's talk about it. Let's dive in and see what's possible, because I know that the moment I started when I started talking about it with a coach, when I started talking about it with a friend, and when I started speaking it out loud, all of a sudden these dreams and these desires came to life, and it brought so much joy. And then then the motivation came from there. And then the desire to see the impact come to fruition. I want that for you. And it doesn't have to be hard. I mean, we can work hard and not make it hard. We can, it is uncomfortable. It does push us and stretch us. But I'll be there to walk you along the path. You don't have to do it alone. So if you're interested, reach out to me. Let's talk. I've got some really great programs coming in 2025. I'm actually planning a life planning program where you can, each month we'll have a theme where we can start to build not just a day-to-day life, but we actually get to build this life that we love, that we can experience, that we can show up for, that we can inspire others with, that we can inspire ourselves with, and that we can feel that we're making a difference. And with that also is the business side of it. Is how can you build a business from your strengths, your gifts? And so these are things that I have coming up next year. Later this year, I'm still working on a few workshops that I think would be beneficial. One is, if you want to dive more into the Enneagram, let me know, because I'm thinking about doing an Enneagram 101 kind of thing, but then also having a day where we talk about each of the numbers. So we'll do it by triads. So that way it's not, forever long. But I just know that studying the Enneagram, understanding myself and others through the lens of the Enneagram, this tool, and I use it as a tool to help you understand why you do what you do, and then you get to make a decision. So if this interests you, DM me on LinkedIn or Instagram, reach out to me by email. LinkedIn is at Tami Imlay, TamiImlay. Facebook and Instagram, it's at Tami Marie Coaching. Email is Tami at Tami Marie Coaching. Super easy. It's all in the show notes. And I make 2025 your year. And in order to do that, it starts right now. Let's just talk. There's no commitment. Get on a call and just see what's possible. Because I know that once we see what's possible, then we can't sit still. We have to take action because we know how exciting it would be. All right, friend, with that, choose joy until joy chooses you. And I will talk to you soon. All right, bye for now.